Back on the cantaloupes first thing this morning. Patch number 2 is winding down, but we're still gonna have a pretty good pick today. I got my younger brother Joel helping today. He's not out here very often, and my middle son Blake and my nephew Jake. You can definitely tell the size is decreasing. A lot more smaller ones. Some of the bigger ones will be at the other end. So I got a comment the other day that the vines were not coming off the melons properly because we were picking them too green. That's not the case. The ones we are picking are definitely ripe. It's just that later in the season, they don't get as that dark yellow tan color, and the stems slip off the melons a little bit harder. That's all it is, but they are definitely ripe. After 25 years of picking melons, you learn a thing or two. You can see all the melons over there in our third patch. They're pretty loaded and they're just starting to turn. We got 20 out of it Monday. Today's Wednesday. Looks like there's gonna be another 20 or 30 over there. But the vines are not big and lush like they are earlier in the season. Definitely some vine decline going on over there. Probably some downy mildew. Late season cantaloupes are just a little more difficult to grow for some reason. That's all right. After Labor Day, I'm ready to start winding down on those anyway. As you can see, there's a ton of melons out here, a lot of mediums, because the vines are dying down here. This is because this section was underwater during that last 3-inch rain, and the vines never recovered. They're a lot more green and lush up ahead. But I bet you there's 10 bins of cantaloupes out here that we'll be picking next week. Joel's gonna taste one of these melons because they're just not getting a good color. Decent flavor? A 12 on the brick scale. Really, really sweet. Was about a 20?
Yeah, 15 or 20.
Yeah, I actually have a refractometer for testing bricks levels, but I haven't used it in like 15 years, so I kind of forgot the scale. He said a 12. Semi-sweet, little on the bland side. 18 or 20 is really sweet, I think. It's been a long time since I've looked at the brick scale ratings. Picking more zucchini. Plants are looking a little rough, just like everything else. Not a whole lot out here. We're still getting some nice stuff though. This is our new row of zucchini. Starting to finally come on a little bit better. We'll probably only get a tub or 2 out of here. But it's only one row because after Labor Day, we do less markets, there's less demand, and I don't want to pick them all by myself. Does anybody know what this is? I thought it was a cultivating shoe at first, but the more I look at it, I don't think it is. Let me know in the comments if you know what that is. Something from the olden days. Some piece that fell off an implement. We're out here at the pepper patch again, picking green and red. And I've mentioned this in several prior videos, but these are the best peppers we've ever grown in 24 years. But we are starting to get some bad soft spots on the red ones. That tends to happen late in the season when they're turning red if the plant doesn't have the perfect nutrition or the perfect amount of moisture. Even though I'm watering these things for like 6 hours every other day, they are soaking up so much moisture, and it's so hot and dry out that half the bed is still dry. And that's what's leading to some of these dried, sunken spots on the red peppers. You know, this one's not bad, but you know, I can't sell that because it's got that soft spot. You know, there's a little black sunken area right there. Perfect for chopping up and making relish or something, but I can't sell these as number ones at the farmers markets. Here's another perfect example of what I'm talking about. A perfect, beautiful red pepper, except for that, and no one will buy it. And we're trying to avoid picking peppers that look like this, that are still in the process of turning. It's like 1/3 green, almost half red, I guess you would say. So as long as it's like 75 to 90% red, we'll go ahead and take it. Otherwise, we want to pick them pure green and leave the ones that are turning to continue turning red. Look at the size of these things. I mean, there's 10 peppers on every plant. It's unbelievable. Like, I don't even know where to pick. You just go down there and start picking, and it's amazing. But you got to watch out for the ones that are turning or the ones with bad spots. Oh, beautiful. They almost have a brown color when they're turning. You know, people at the farmers markets don't understand what that is. A lot of people don't realize that all green peppers turn a color when they're maturing. Either red, orange, yellow, white, purple. There might even be a few other colors, but the most popular is green to red. Nope, just the red. Some of these are a little bit smaller, but you can see how many red peppers there are down here. Oh man, look at those beauties. My goodness. Oh, this is where it's at. I need to move down here. These are beautiful.
I haven't gotten
no bad spots.
I've gotten no green ones.
Oh my goodness. So I need to find out what variety this is. This is either redfish right here, or it's like XRS 1819. I forget the numbers and letters. I know it's 1819, but I don't remember the letters. I just call it 1819. But I bet this is redfish because they're so nice and red. Just look at that. That one's soft, but my goodness. Just dig around a little bit. And they're loaded. Big beauties. You can see a lot of them over here still turning. It's so tempting to pick them all because they're so big and beautiful. I just love the sound of peppers snapping off the vine. Don't you guys like that? It's kind of a soothing, enjoyable sound. Yeah, I just got to pick some of these ones that are turning. They're just too nice. Oh, you hate to see that. Look at that. What a perfect pepper otherwise. Oh my. Have you ever heard me so excited about picking peppers? It's actually enjoyable. What's not enjoyable is this darn heat. Oh my goodness. We've had an extreme heat wave moving through Ohio this week. It's been low to mid 90s and very humid and just stagnant, no breeze. And if you don't get your work done early in the morning, you're just dripping in sweat all afternoon. So it's only 9 o'clock right now. We're gonna be done here in 15 minutes and up in the barn and get out of this heat. Unfortunately, I have to come back out here with my son right before lunch, about 11:30 to pick our green beans. So at least that's not manual labor. I'll be on a bean picker. Well, he'll be on the bean picker, I'll be on the tractor, so it won't be so bad. All right, we might have found the biggest pepper of the day. Holy moly. Oh, man. One little bad spot. Let's try to sell it. Someone will buy that thing for $1. That's like a $4 pepper. Just look at those beauties.
Good, I didn't run.
We picked that in less than a half hour. And we actually had one more tub than this, but I had to throw it on our mobile trailer. She just took off down the road to our satellite location. So we're ready to get out of the heat. We're gonna haul these up in the barn and get in the shade. Well, I was glad to have the help of one of my sons, my nephew, and my little brother, but I'm back solo again. So they had to take off and do other things, so I'm gonna wash up these peppers all by myself. It's not too bad. There's only like 14 tubs. I'm gonna dump them in the washer, and then while they're coming through the washer, I'm gonna set an empty tub in the middle of the round table, and as the peppers come out, I'll just throw them into the tub, stack it, run back and dump another one, and repeat the process over and over until they're all washed and stacked. I'll get them in the cooler, and then bring the cantaloupes over so they're ready to be washed when my son gets back from college, and then we'll go out and pick green beans. At least it's cool in the barn. When I get overcrowded like that, just shut it off until I get caught back up. Slippery little things. You know, I kind of enjoy working solo. It didn't take as long as I thought to wash those peppers. We ended up with 17 crates of beautiful, mostly red and some green peppers. I'm gonna roll these in the cooler, and I think I'm gonna go ahead and get started on these cantaloupe. It's only like 2 bins worth. I can wash those in like 15 minutes by myself. That way, when my son does get home, we can go right down to beans, and we don't have to mess with this. the cooler. It wasn't so bad. It only took me about a half hour. And now we're ready to pick green beans. We need 25 tubs filled with green beans today. That will give us 35 bushel crates of green beans. So as soon as my son gets home from college, we will be tackling that job, hopefully right before lunch, before it gets any hotter. If you are interested in seeing the green bean harvesting process and how our green bean harvester works, check out this video right here. This is where we're gonna wrap this one up today, folks. As always, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And if you enjoyed the content, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing if you haven't already. And I will see you all again real soon down on the farm.